20 years ago, I was working at MEMA. I was working in the Office of Mitigation during Katrina. I was at work. Before Katrina hit, we were having meetings weekly, every day. We started maybe a week or so before because we determined the forecast. So the day that it actually hit, I was working in the Emergency Operations Center, which was a little small room. It was so bad you didn't have time to feel. You just realized you had to get the work done because things were constantly happening. It was extremely busy. Some things that I remember that we had to work. It was August 29th, and so it was shortly after my birthday. I do remember I worked that day, my birthday. And the only thing I remember, my cell phone kept ringing, and I could not figure out why, but it was my family and friends wishing me happy birthday. But I was so busy, I had forgotten it was even my birthday. It was bad. That particular day that it hit, again, we were working. We were trying to leave the building. I just remember the wind was so strong. Every time somebody opened the building, the wind would close it. Open the door, the wind would close it. It was, and trying to get home that night, once we finally got off, I remember trying to leave the building, and each road I went down, a tree was blocking it. So I had to try to figure out how to get home to get back the next day. But the phones just started to ring, and it was citizens calling. They were looking for their loved ones. They were trying to get in touch with them, and they couldn't find their loved ones. And one particular incident I remember, because we were in such a small room, you heard everybody's conversation. One incident I remember, a citizen called. They were looking for their family members. At the time, they would take the name and number down. And later that day, she called and she said, take them off the list because they had been found, they were deceased. And that sticks out in my mind. And so soon after that, they developed like a little makeshift call center. I remember, I think it was at some point maybe over 10,000 people that were unaccounted for during that particular time, just in that little short time that they were looking for. I think we've learned to be more resilient. Not just human nature as well, not just oneself being more resilient, but in the way that we build, in the way that we talk, in the way that we do things. I know as an agency we've learned that, especially in my department, because we provide grants to do certain things, and some of those grants provide money to be more resilient, to build stronger. We do retrofits on buildings. We, do safe rooms. We do generators and sirens. And so I think the main thing, we've learned to be more resilient.